Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. My name is Erik Pate, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Racing with Erik Pate. Now, a couple of things before we get into this episode. Of course, it's the results. We're gonna do things a different order today, and also, effective this week, we will have a new. I just seem like we have one every week, so I feel like we're gonna add that on every episode from now on. It's gonna be It's either gonna be the controversy of the week or crash of the week. Now this is the crash of the week is also gonna be considered from other NASCAR fans. So yeah. Now, letting you know, at season's end there will be. We will have a 2024 in review episode for this podcast, probably coming out as soon as we find out who is the most popular driver in all three series. So that episode's probably going to be our longest episode, unless we happen to have a longer one before then. Now. But I feel like from now on we're going to kick off with the results from the week, from both series, from the series that participated. I was going to do points this week, but I just feel like that with 10 races to go, we're going to take a look at the playoff pictures in both Xfinity and the Cup Series. Letting you know, I did not put the logos in. I did not feel like going back through and putting the two series logos in. And also, we are not going to do it based off of color anymore. We are going to do green and red. Green means the drivers are good, or they're currently in the playoffs. If they're bolded in green, so y'all don't get confused. If they're bolded in green, they are locked in. If they're not bolded but in green, they will be on the same side with the Reds. They're looking to make the playoffs. If they're just red, they can make it on points. If they're bolded red, they have to win. We're going to look at tire wear and tire problems. The tire problems we had quite a few tire problems, especially in the Xfinity race. Cup race, I didn't really see any. I only saw like maybe 3 tire problems in the Cup race. The Xfinity, we had a number of them. We'll get more into that within the next 15 minutes. And then my picks for this weekend's race at New Hampshire. Let's get into the video. Now, I managed to get the race results to fit on one slide this week. So let's go through them. Ryan Blaney was our race winner. Third win on the year for Ford. Second for Penske. Second was William Byron. Chase Elliott was third. Christopher Bell was fourth, so I forgot to put a 4 there. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fifth. Sixth, Joe Logano. Seventh, Josh Berry. Eighth, Alex Bowman. Ninth, Daniel Suarez. Brad Keselowski 10th. 11th, Ross Chastain. 12th, Todd Gilliland. Justin Haley 13th. 14th, Carson Hocevar. 15th, Martin Truex Jr. 16th, Noah Gragson. 17th, Bubba Wallace. 18th, Chris Buescher. 19th, Austin Dillon. 20th, Harrison Burton. 21st, Corey Lajoie. 22nd, Tyler Reddick. 23rd, Michael Mcdowell. 24th, Denny Hamlin. 25th, Tyler Gibbs. John Hunter Nemechek, 26th. Ryan Preece, 27th. 28th, Chase Briscoe. 29th, Daniel Hemric. 30th was Austin Cindric. 31st was Zane Smith. 32nd, Erik Jones. 33rd, Kaz Grala. 34th, Kyle Larson. He's actually a part of our controversy of the week. Kyle Larson, Daniel Suarez, and Denny Hamlin are in our controversy of the week. 35th, Kyle Busch. I think he overheated and had a water pump issue. 36th, A.J. Allmendinger, who was one of the drivers of a tire issue. Mainly in the Cup race, it was A.J. Allmendinger, Michael Mcdowell, and I think there's one other I'm forgetting. Alright. Our stage is ended like this. Okay, for some reason, wants to do stage 2 first, so I guess we're doing stage 2 first. Kyle Larson won the second stage. Second was Josh Berry's. Third was Chase Elliott. Fourth was Ryan Blaney. Fifth was Bubba Wallace. 6th was Denny Hamlin. 7th was Chris Buescher. 8th was Todd Gilliland. 9th was Brad Keselowski. 10th was Justin Haley. Ryan Blaney was the Stage 1 winners. 2nd place was Kyle Larson. 3rd was Daniel Suarez. 4th was William Byron. Josh Berry, 5th. 6th was Joey Logano. 7th was Corey Lajoie. Brad Keselowski, 8th. Chase Elliott, 9th. I think I meant to put Kyle Busch there. Hold on. I just read you off who was actually supposed to be 10th and who was actually supposed to be 2nd. But I'm pretty sure 10th was Kyle Busch. I did not mean to put Kyle Busch twice if I did. Stage 1. Kyle Busch was 10th. Okay. That explains it. The Hy-Vee Perks 250. Now, this one was difficult to try to fit on one slide, but I managed to get it to work. Sam Mayer was our race winner. Riley Hurst, 2nd. 3rd, Corey Lajoie. 4th, Sammy Smith. 5th, Sheldon Creed. 6th, Cole Custer. 7th, Matty Benedetto. 8th, Chandler Smith. 9th, Ross Chastain. 10th was Denny Hemric. 11th was... Did I do it? Hold on. Reason why I'm not going to go through and change it is because I could just read it. I can just read you it in its place. It was 11th. Parker Kligerman. Ryan Sieg, 12th. 13th, Leland Honeyman. 14th, Ryan Ellis. 15th, Anthony Alfredo. Joey Gay, 16th. 17th, David Starr. Brett Moffitt, 18th. 19th, Kyle Sieg. Josh Williams, 20th. Jeremy Clements, 21st. 22nd, Dawson Cram. 23rd, Patrick Emmerling. 24th, Jeb Burton. Haley Deegan, 25th. 26th was Garrett Smithley. John Hunter Nemechek, 27th. 28th, Brendan Poole. 29th, Austin Hill. Justin Allgaier, 30th. 31st, Jesse Love. 32nd, Patrick Retzlaff. No, but that's supposed to say Parker Retzlaff. Kyle Weatherman, 33rd. 34th, Shane Van Gisbergen. 35th, Blaine Perkins, 36th. Brendan Jones, 37th. H. Almendinger, 38th. Clayton Reen. Our stages were like this. Chandler Smith, first in stage 1. 2nd, Sheldon Creed. 3rd, Sam Mayer. 4th, Justin Allgaier. 5th, Sammy Smith. 6th, Cole Custer. 7th, Brett Moffitt. Corey Heim, 8th. 9th, John Hunter Nemechek. 10th, Jesse Love. Chandler Smith was swept the stages. Sam Mayer, 2nd. Ross Chastain, 3rd. Corey Heim, 4th. 5th, Sammy Smith. 6th, Sheldon Creed. 7th, Justin Allgaier. 8th, Riley Hurst. 9th, Cole Custer. 10th, Austin Hill. Alright, so let's take a look. Now, again, I meant to put the Cup Series logo and the Xfinity Series logo, but since most of the time I'm only using these PowerPoints one time, so these usually get deleted as soon as I get done presenting them. Anyway, again, bolded means they are for sure locked in. Now, if I remember the wins, I am going to say where they won at. Kyle Larson, he is for sure in the playoffs. He has 3 wins this year. Wins at Vegas, Kansas, and Sonoma. Denny Hamlin has wins at Bristol, Richmond, and Dover. William Byron with also 3 wins at the Daytona 500, Coda, and Martinsville. Chase Elliott's one win came at Texas. Christopher Bell, Phoenix, and the Coke 600. Tyler Reddick, Talladega. Ryan Blaney this last weekend at Iowa. Brad Keselowski at Darlington a couple weeks ago. Austin Cindric a couple weeks ago at Worldwide Technology. Well, Brad Keselowski was actually a month ago. Cindric was a couple weeks ago at Worldwide Technology. Daniel Suarez. We're going to talk about him about two different things here in just a few minutes. At Atlanta, Martin Truex is 122 points by the cut line. Honestly, I should have had him on the clinch side. Left side is also the clinch side, so I don't see Truex blowing a 122 point lead. But then again, we got 9 races left in the playoffs. We can easily have 4 different winners if one of them's not Truex between now and by the time we get to the playoffs. Ross Chastain plus 71, Ty Gibbs plus 70, Alex Bowman plus 66, Chris Buescher plus 27, Bubba Wallace plus 6. Joey Logano's out by 6, Kyle Busch out by 31. Those two names are a surprise. Chase Briscoe out by 44. Logano, Busch, and Briscoe, they can probably make it on point with 9 races to go before we have Darlington. Darlington's going to be our cutoff. I assume at lap 367, Darlington, that's our cutoff. So these 3 guys can probably easily make up the points. I would safe to say Briscoe probably needs to win a race if he wants to make the playoffs. Next 3 drivers that we are discussing do have to win a race. Does have to win a race. Todd Gilliland, 98 points below, has to win. Josh Berry has to win, negative 100. Michael Mcdowell, minus 105, has to win. Xfinity Series. Now, not only did I put the winners of the regulars on the clinch side, there was a couple guys I know they're not clinched, but we can comfortably say they're going to make the playoffs. And it meant to be by slide, but by paragraph, but Chandler Smith, he has 2 wins. They came at Phoenix and Richmond, Austin Hill, Daytona, and Atlanta, St. Mayor, Texas, and Iowa, Champaign, Gisbergen, Sonoma, and Portland, Justin Allgaier, Darlington, Jesse Love, Talladega. Cole Custer should be able to make it with 197 above the cut line. I don't see him blowing that, being the defending series champion. Sheldon Creed and Riley Hurst both should easily make the cut. Now, the reason why I went ahead and clinched these guys is we're still going to have Cup regulars reaching now and by the time the Cup Series playoffs start, and they can easily win a couple of these races. So that's why I just went ahead and clinched these 3 guys right here. They should comfortably make the playoffs. And we're about to go to a couple good tracks for Cole Custer. I think Sheldon Creed's going to win himself a race. Same thing with Riley Hurst. So those 3, I would safe to assume they should be okay to make the playoffs. Edge Allmendinger, honestly, he's probably going to win himself a race and clinch his spot. Parker Kligerman, I didn't clinch him with 55 because he hasn't really shown me much, but he's been contending. Sammy Smith, plus 31. Let's take a look now. Ryan Sieg, negative 31. He can probably make that up with 11 races to go. Anthony Alfredo is minus 54. Brandon Jones, I would go ahead and safe to assume he's probably going to have to win. Parker Retzlaff, minus 105, has to win. Brandon Poole, minus 109, I think he has to win. Josh Jones, minus 144, has to win. So, I was mentioning we had some problems this week in regarding some tires. So, first of all, I'll get into what is tire wear. Now, this is kind of self-explanatory. I mean, if you drive a car, you should know what this is. I drive a car. Now, I don't put a lot of wear on my tires because I only drive a quarter mile at a time. Well, I used to put a lot of wear on the tires until something happened to my car to where I'm only comfortable driving it to and from work right now. And I'm not going to say, like, where I'm not going to get into, like, where I live and where I work and whatnot, but let's just say it's not even, it's roughly a quarter mile from where I live to where I work. Anyway, so what is tire wear? So tire wear in NASCAR races can vary on several factors, including the track surface, race conditions, strategy, tire performance. In some cases, tire piles are worn down to the cords, while in others, drivers have able to make tires last for over 100 laps. Some tracks that fresh tires are important. An example, Darlington and Richmond, you want to get fresh tires every opportunity you get. I consider Richmond and Darlington, I call them the cheese graters tracks. Mainly because the tire wear is so horrible at these two tracks that you want to get new tires as soon as possible. And then before they reconfigured Atlanta, the tire wear was horrible at Atlanta as well. Like, before every race, at Darlington and Richmond and other tracks, I think that in the other cheese grater tracks, if I have time, I would sit down and figure out first of all, get the fuel window figured out to see when can I get fuel, if I can get away with getting fuel or not. But definitely, like, I've seen it where, like, every caution at Darlington, everybody comes in and gets fresh tires. You always want to do that at Darlington. And when we were racing at the Old Atlanta, you wanted to do the same thing. You wanted to get new tires every chance you got. Even if you got tires on the last caution could have been, the green flag could have waited 10 laps before, you always want fresh tires. Always want fresh tires at Darlington. Alright. Now, there's a couple tracks, Daytona and some other tracks. Fresh tires are not as important. They wear so little. I think I've watched in this year's Daytona 500. For your last pit stop of the race, you can just do a splash and go. Talladega, you can do a splash and go. Well, Talladega is one of those tracks you do want tires. I'm trying to think of other tracks that you can do. The New Atlanta, you can just do a splash and go. Vegas, I think you can do a splash and go. Also, if the track surface is hot, the tires are going to wear more. Letting you know. So, that's another reason. So, you want to put in consideration, too, with that is track temp. The higher the temp, the more, the worse the tire wear is going to be. Now, let's talk about some of the tire issues we had. So, it was mainly during the Xfinity race we had tire issues. It seemed like every 20 laps, people were throwing tires in the Xfinity race. And a couple guys either had to go to the garage or their trailer. Now, for safety purposes, NASCAR decided to let every team get an extra set of tires. Cup had a few blowouts, but not as many as Xfinity. I think Allmendinger and Michael McDowell were the only two I can really think of in the Xfinity, in the Cup race, that actually had tire issues. Unless I'm leaving some people out, but every other driver in the Xfinity race was having tire issues. So, yeah. Let's get into this week's controversy of the week. Now, I did not have a slide describing it, so we're just going to sit on this slide for a second before we watched it. What I call controversy of the week. And that goes to the incident between Kyle Larson, Dillon Suarez, and Denny Hamlin. Now, what we're about to watch, I'm going to give my own opinion here in just a second after we watch it. But I don't know why people are making a big deal out of it. People are saying that Suarez should get suspended for this, or Hamlin should get suspended. But to me, what actually happened, I'm just going to give my own opinion real quick, and then, yeah. No one should be suspended. I mean, it's hard racing at a short track. And your people were trying to be aggressive to become the first ever Cup Series winner at Iowa. And that's what mainly was happening. Was people were trying to become the first winner at Iowa. First Cup Series winner at Iowa. Larson, Suarez, Hamlin, everybody who was in the Cup race was trying to be the winner of the very first race at Iowa. So I think it was just a little too much hard racing, and I think that's what happened. And Denny Hamlin, as much as I hate him, happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and accidentally finished off Larson. I don't think Hamlin, and here's the thing, I hate Denny Hamlin. I made the comment, I hate Denny Hamlin. But Hamlin this happened to be there when Larson got turned by Suarez. So let's take a look let's see what actually happened Alright, so let's take a look. So, they just got done restarting. Chris Buescher's leading. Kyle Larson's lead wide. Okay. Let's rewind a little here. So, this is Suarez. That's him. So, the orange car where my cursor is right now, Suarez. That green car right there is Hamlin. This blue car is Larson. Now, let's back up just a little bit more. Let's go right here. So, you can see Suarez made a little contact with Larson. Now, Larson went up the track, was still a little loose. Looks like he made contact with Keselowski. Okay? And then he hit the wall with Hamlin. He hit the wall. Hamlin got pancaked. And then Larson got finished off. Looks like another car finished him off too. Kyle Busch, I think. Or no, let's take a look again. Or was it just Hamlin? Oh, it was just Hamlin. Okay. From that angle, it looked like Kyle Busch helped a little. So without me pausing it every other move, let's just watch it now in real time. People who say that General Suarez should have been parked for that, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What I saw was hard racing. You're not a true racing fan. Like, there are people who are first-year NASCAR fans this year, and they're saying that Suarez should have been parked for that. No! What I saw was hard racing. And Larson just happened to be at the wrong end of hard racing. I mean, yes, he got clipped by Daniel Suarez. I would argue he got clipped. And then, I'm not saying, I don't know if Hamlin finished him off or when he pancaked Hamlin, he turned into the wall. While he was getting pancaked by Hamlin. Hold on, let's take a look again. I'm going to take a look again. Okay, so he got turned while he pancaked Hamlin. Okay, when he pancaked Hamlin, he got turned. Rest of the way into the wall. So for those of you that says that Suarez should have been parked for this, shut the fuck up. And if you're going to argue with a guy who's been watching NASCAR since 2017, who's been watching NASCAR for 7 years, and try to tell me that what Suarez did was not a good thing, I'm going to tell you to be like, okay, you got to learn the difference between hard racing and intentionally wrecking somebody. Because this was hard racing. I don't think there was any intent by Suarez to wreck the 5 car. I would say the only time so far this year, only time I've seen somebody intentionally wreck somebody was Cole Custer get wrecked by Austin Hill. And Austin Hill was the one who got fined because it turned out it was intentional. So just learn the difference between intentionally wrecking somebody and just somebody just being on the end of hard racing, because that's what I saw. That's what I saw was this hard racing. These people had 132 laps to try to catch Chris Buescher. Now, where's our eventual race winner? Our eventual race winner was 10th at the time of this incident. And Larson and Blaney were the 2 cars to beat Sunday night until Larson got wrecked out. And then as soon as Blaney took the lead, no one could get around Blaney. No one could catch Blaney. So before you go off and say that this was an intentional act by Suarez, just remember, you gotta learn the difference between hard racing and intentionally wrecking somebody. Because that's what I saw was hard racing. Speaking of Daniel Suarez, good news. So people, I just found this out. I thought he was one already. So Daniel Suarez is from Monterrey, Mexico, and as of yesterday, he took the oath. And Steve O'Donnell was there. Steve Phelps was there. Like, all the big NASCAR executives were there. Was at the place where Daniel Suarez was being sworn in to become an American citizen. April 29th, he announced that he passed the U.S. citizenship test, and yesterday was the swearing in, and I am going to read the swearing in. Now, luckily, I never had to do it because I was born in Tulsa. I've always been an American citizen, so now I just looked this up because I never read it and I never had to say it because I've always been a U.S. citizen since the day I was born. Now they would ask you, they would say start off by saying say I and then say your name and then hereby declare an oath. So I'm gonna read this by how they used to do the president. See where the president just read the whole thing without somebody telling him. So here's the thing. I'm just going to read it here. I, Erik Michael Pate, hereby declare an oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, pontificate, state, or sovereignty of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or a citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant service in armed forces of the United States when required by law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. That is the oath that was read, that I just read. I looked it up on my phone. And like I said, that was the first time I ever read that. Or I said that. Because like I said, I never had to say it. I never had to say it. Because I've always been a U.S. citizen. I've always been a U.S. citizen. I've been a U.S. citizen since November 13th of 2001. Reason why that date specifically, that was the day I came into this world. And I'm glad for Daniel Suarez. I mean, this guy's a fucking natural. This guy's winning races in the Cup Series. I know he only has 2 career wins. I know. But I think if we can get Suarez in some better equipment, I think he started off his Cup Series career real quick. I'm going to say this. I think he started off his Cup Series career little slow and a little unfair. I mean, they were bouncing him around to different teams that are mediocre from a good team. And then he joins this guy, Justin Marks, at Trackhouse. Next thing you know, in 2022 and 2024, he has 2 Cup Series wins. He won in those 2 years. I believe those 2 wins are not going to be the only 2 of his career. I do think Daniel Suarez... Now, I don't think Suarez is going to win himself another race in 2024. Unless he lucked into it like he did in Atlanta. But, I mean... also, we're going to go to silly season page real quick because we're going to talk about silly season. Actually, no, we're not. No, we're not. This week's going to be another 2-episode week. But he is gonna win himself another race, I think, before his career is over. Anyway, my picks for New Hampshire. Now, I didn't put a reason by it, so I'm just going to tell you. And dang it, Joe Logano was runner-up here last year, and he kept being a threat to win this year. And I think this is time for him. Ryan Blaney, as of lately, has been good on short tracks. I mean, the last flat track we were on, he does have a win there, even though it was Martinsville, and we already had a Martinsville race since his Martinsville win. But yeah, Martin Truex has always had a good track record at New Hampshire. I think it's a good way to end off his career with a lobster from his last 2 New Hampshire races. We're going to skip over Christopher Bell for just a second. Denny Hamlin has been so good the last couple weeks. I'm surprised he's not already at 4 wins on the season, as much as I hate saying that. So this could be the week that he gets his 4th win of the year. Tyler Reddick has been pretty darn good this season as well, and I do think that Tyler Reddick's going to get himself a win this week. And then my 2 dark horses, I know I have had Ty Gibbs. I know Ty Gibbs has made a lot of appearances. So, I do think Ty Gibbs I think if somebody's going to get their first career win, I think it's going to go between Josh Berry and Ty Gibbs. Josh Berry has been pretty good on the short tracks lately. Same thing with Ty Gibbs. So, it's going to be one of those 2. Christopher Bell. How should I put it? Honestly, I should have switched him and Ryan Blaney. Christopher Bell, every time he has raced at New Hampshire, all but on 2 occurrences, he either was first or got the checkered. No, he was either runner-up or got the checkered. And the 2 appearances, last year he blew a tire, and then in 2020, both of these were in the Cup Series. And then in 2020, he was just a rookie. And typically, out of rookies, you don't expect a whole lot. But besides those 2 occurrences, every single time that we have went to New Hampshire, Christopher Bell has went to New Hampshire in either Cup, Xfinity, or Truck, Cup, or Xfinity. He has either been first or second. So watch out for Christopher Bell this week. Anyway, those are my picks for New Hampshire. Actually, be right back. We are going to take a look at silly season. Alright, so rumor has it. So there's a couple of things here that I already for a fact got wrong. There's two I have already had wrong. Now, I don't know if it's confirmed. Now, I'm going to wait until it's confirmed before I change this. But where is Chase Briscoe? There he is. Got wrong already. He's not going to go to the Wood Brothers. Rumor has it, he's not going to go to Wood Brothers. Alright. So we're going to move some things around. With this. And he's going to take the JGR 19. I'm going to go ahead and give Erik Jones So I got to fix a few things around here. Now, we're going to give Erik Jones back his ride, because if this is the case, if Chase Briscoe goes to the 19, which is going to happen. Now, I'm making these changes. Now, this is going to be the last time I'm going to make these changes. And then we're going to put Josh Berry at the Wood Brothers to drive the 21. Now, for now on, between now and by the time we get more things confirmed, with all these names, here's what's going to happen. So, we're going to pick on... You know what? We'll pick on Josh Berry, because why not? Alright, let's say, rumor has it, Josh Berry doesn't go to the Wood Brothers. Okay? Now, here's what's going to happen. Actually, first of all, change that back to white. Alright? I am just going to highlight what I got wrong, which is right here. And then, highlight in green what we get right. What is the correct? And we'll say the correct one in this situation is... He goes to front row to drive the 34. So that's how we're going to do silly season from now on. Now, if it's right, I just keep it green. I would just go through and highlight the whole row green. So, that's how we're going to do things from now on. Silly season as officially is in full force right now. Everybody's signing to places. So, I'll let you guys know a little bit more this week. I was going to do a 2-episode week, but I feel like let's just go ahead and talk about it now. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, too bad. Okay, like, subscribe, comment, favorite. Be nice, go be awesome. Erik Pate on the hates. See you later.